So you'll see a lot of different structures. Now, all these structures constitute a cell. Now, the most important structure in a cell is this structure called mitochondria. Okay, remember this, write it down, you need to read about it. So, what does this do? We know mitochondria makes energy. Now, humans, like animals and plants, we cannot live without energy. So when you have optimum energy, you are in good health. When the energy drops, you have disorders and diseases. When the energy is zero, that means we are dead. Same thing for animals and plants. So the amount of energy you have inside your cell decides the health of that cell plus that organ, and that means the whole system. So you have to optimize the energy. Now, this is what we have known, that mitochondria is the energy producing chip. So you should do anything and everything to take care of this chip, because it is not only producing energy, it is the most intelligent unit in your body, because it can receive information from outside, from inside. It can analyze these informations and send out signals to every other cell what to do. That means this is the master or the motherboard. So it sends instructions to even your DNA and every other part of the cell to instruct them to carry on their functions or to repair themselves, so you are healthier, younger, and free of illnesses. So this is energy, plus it is also information, and it is intelligence. So this is the most powerful unit that you have in your cell. So anytime you take H, what does it do? It protects this chip. Now, besides these three functions that I mentioned, one of the most important functions is also how you make water inside your body. Please listen to this very carefully. Now, the water you drink, depending on the type of water you drink, unless you drink something called structured water, the water you drink is very, very different from the water you make inside your body. So the water you make inside your body has energy. It is a charged water. That means when you have this water, your body functions like a charged battery. So when you have healthy mitochondria, you make this charged water inside your body. It is called the metabolic water. So this metabolic water is the one that drives your cell health, and this is the one that moves your blood, and this is the one that hydrates what is outside the cell, called your fascia, your collagen. So when you don't make enough of this metabolic water inside your body, you go into dehydration and everything slowly dries up. So mitochondria is not just about energy. It is not just about information. It is not just about intelligence, but also making water for your body. So where does H fits in? Now, your health and life depends on the amount of energy you can make. But in the process of making energy from the food or from the sunlight, you produce something called free radicals. Free radicals are like dance partners who have lost a partner. It's unpaired. So you go and collide with each and every other dancer trying to look for a partner. So you cause chaos, you cause damage. This is the analogy of free radicals. So whenever you produce energy, you produce free radicals. Those free radicals and the oxygen can damage the mitochondria. This is inevitable, because it's just like you driving your car. wear and tear of your tire and engine parts is inevitable. So the same thing happens to mitochondria. When you produce energy, there will be damage to the mitochondria. So the most intelligent supplement should be the one not only that helps to produce energy, but the one that protects the chip in the process of energy production. I hope I'm making myself very clear. So this is where H comes in. So the master protector of the H as an antioxidant, that means it neutralizes the free radicals, is glutathione, and the H plus is what becomes glutathione in your body, inside your cell. So if you protect your mitochondria, you not only have energy production, you not only produce the water that actually hydrates your cells, you have intelligence and information flowing out to every other part of the body. So besides being the master antioxidant, you know H plus, which is glutathione, also is the master master immune booster and also the master detoxifier. So this one molecule called glutathione, from the time of evolution, this was the first molecule that nature put it inside the cell to protect the chip. So anybody who takes H plus will increase the level of glutathione inside your cell that protects the chip that produces energy, water, information, and intelligence. Okay. So why has this become more important is because we are living in a world bombarded by free radicals. So it's not only during the process of energy production you get free radicals, but you get a lot of free radicals from many other sources. The happiest source is sugar and excessive carbohydrates. Whenever you eat carbohydrates, which is either rice or flour or oats or sugar itself, especially the refined processed food, the process of burning these foods for energy produces more free radicals than burning fat. So always remember, your diet should be a low carbohydrate diet. That means you eat less rice or carbohydrates, lots of vegetables with good quality proteins. And there are many other factors. If you use plastic, it's going to cause free radicals. And if you have heavy metals, especially if you have fillings in your mouth, amalgams, all the personal care products, usually they have a lot of chemicals called parabens. And the world is full of pesticides and herbicides sprayed on your fruits and vegetables. So radiation, especially from handphones and computers. So anytime you're exposed to all these chemicals and pollutants and heavy metals, you produce a lot of free radicals, which in some way is going to damage your mitochondria. So the idea of a supplement, there are many types of supplements and every supplement has a role to play, but the master is still glutathione. So now, when you have free radicals, one problem is it is going to damage the mitochondria. Another problem is it is going to cause something called chronic inflammation. This is not infection, and this is chronic and usually silent. So this chronic inflammation over the period of time is the one that can cause heart attack or stroke or cancers or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's and arthritis, including obesity. So when you have more fat in your body, you are more inflamed because the fat cells are inflammatory sources. They store inflammation and they release inflammatory chemicals. So the more obese you are, the more inflammation you have. This is why obesity has so many complications. So chronic inflammation is like a smoke. So a constant smoke damages the cells. So you should stay away as much as possible from chronic inflammation. And remember, if you eat sugar or if you eat a high carbohydrate diet, or even the artificial sweeteners and alcohol, all this will contribute to inflammation and of course stress. And now we have tons of stress. And as you age, your inflammation level goes up. So the idea is to control inflammation, and the master in anti-inflammatory natural product is nothing but turmeric extract. And this is the reason why we have added turmeric extract in the H+. If we didn't have it in H, we have it in H+. And when we age, or in this post-COVID world, we are having another serious problem, that is suppressed immune system. So if you look at the number of people suddenly getting cancer, and most of the time it is stage 4 cancer. And if you look at people who get flu and they don't get well even for a month or two, people who have frequent infections and flu-like episodes, people who have allergies, and people who have autoimmune diseases, they all have gone up radically in the post-COVID world. This sharp rise can only be explained by what has happened in this post-COVID. Before that, it was there, but it wasn't a sharp rise like now. So the way to protect yourself and your loved ones is to keep your immune system strong. And one of the main natural products that increases your immune system, besides vitamin C, is the sunshine vitamin called vitamin D. And this is why H+, we have added vitamin D. So this is a very clever formulation, which not only protects the mitochondria, it addresses two other major problems in the world now: weakened immune system and chronic inflammation. Okay. So as I mentioned, what do you have in the H? H is amino acid precursor. There are 3 amino acids. Glutathione is made up of 3 amino acids. Okay. Now the H+ has all these 3 amino acids. So the question is, when these 3 amino acids become H inside your cell, why don't we just take H? Because there are many types of H in the market. You can find reduced glutathione, many types of glutathione. So you have L-glutathione, you have reduced glutathione, and so on. The problem is when you consume glutathione, because it's a large molecule, it is difficult to be absorbed unless it's broken down to the individual amino acids. Now, when you do this work in at your intestinal wall, that itself needs energy. Remember, you do not want to waste energy. You want to use your energy for optimum health and healing and repair and rejuvenation. So you have to use energy to break down the glutathione and then absorb into the cell, transport it into the cell, and reassemble again to make glutathione. And this process is not an effective process. That's why the amount of glutathione you get from a preformed glutathione supplement is only about 15-20%. Whereas if you take amino acids raw that are patented, the formulation is very tightly controlled. The ratio of the amino acids is very tightly controlled. The absorption is complete and quick, and you have a very significant increase in the glutathione levels inside your cell. And this is the reason why again and again and again, there are so many testimonies, hundreds and thousands of testimonials against various conditions. So this is also the reason why H plus, H it was before, now is H plus, has been the best product in QNet's history since its introduction. Nothing has stayed this way. So what does it say? So it is only because it is a powerful product that works and it has been proven over the years. The second ingredient is the turmeric extract, turmacin. Now, I mentioned to you that turmeric extract is the master anti-inflammatory natural substance, but it is also an immune booster and it is a very powerful ingredient that fights cancer. So it's very beneficial for people who want to prevent or reduce the risk of cancer, arthritis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and remember, diabetes with obesity is associated also with a lot of inflammation. So turmeric extract has a lot of health benefits. And the third ingredient is vitamin D3. It is one of the most powerful immune booster. Almost all of us are deficient, even if we are living in tropical countries or in Africa with a lot of sunlight. The reason is because you don't go out in the sun. And this vitamin D is made from UV light, which means it's when the sun is coming up right above your head. So at this time, if you are out and expose your skin, that means the skin must be exposed, which means you have to dress with singlets or shorts and be out for 10, 20 minutes. The darker you are, the longer you have to stay. But for most of it, it is too hot. So most of us avoid going, and especially ladies, because they don't want to get dark. Okay, so I have done more than 10,000 tests on vitamin D3 levels. I hardly see people with optimum levels. I've gone through the results of 3 patients today. Everybody is below the minimum level because there is no sunlight exposure. And this sun exposure to make vitamin D comes after 10 a.m. when the sun is coming up right above. And the skin must be exposed. So you can't get vitamin D if you are sitting by the window in your office or if you are driving and it is still hot outside, you can't. So knowing that the vitamin D deficiency is the pandemic, this is the real pandemic. And knowing that the chronic inflammation contributes to almost all known diseases, including cancer, and knowing that glutathione is the master protector of the chip that produces energy, information, intelligence, and water, we combined all these three to give you H+. So the turmeric extract or turmacin is very beneficial in 4 key areas. Because it controls inflammation, it protects your heart and reduces your risk of stroke. And I mentioned about cancer, especially cancer of the breast, lungs, and colon and pancreas. It is also a very powerful immune booster and particularly master anti-inflammatory agent. So, and the turmeric extract or turmacin that is in H+ is completely water soluble. So if you want to test how effective is this or how much is going to get into your body, just take a glass of water and put H+ and stir it, and you see how it dissolves completely. But always remember, at the bottom you can have a little bit of powdery substance. That is nothing but the amino acid. It's not because it's not dissolving, but the turmacin or the turmeric extract dissolves completely. You can compare with the cooking turmeric. You take a bit of a quarter teaspoon or half teaspoon. When you mix it in a glass of water, it hardly dissolves. So that is the difference of the ingredient that actually is going to be very helpful. So it's 100% water soluble, 100% absorbed, backed by 7 independent research papers. And this turmeric extract is US patented. So you have not only the amino acids, patented amino acids, you have a patented turmeric extract. So the H plus glutathione precursors protects and restores your organ health. And why do you add vitamin D3? And as I've mentioned, it is the most powerful immune booster. The proof is that if you see in during winter, European countries, during winter, there is a sharp rise of flu infections, And that is because there is less or almost no sun for most part of the days. And people don't make vitamin D3 and the level drops. When the level drops, there is more viral infection, so there is more flu. And so that explains the importance of sunlight and vitamin D3. Now, besides that, vitamin D is very, very important to give you strong bones. Now, the common mistake is we drink milk or we take calcium thinking that your bones are going to be strong. Now, that is the big mistake that you're making. Because I tell all my patients, do not take calcium supplements. Now, if you want to absorb the calcium, even if it is natural from the food, you need vitamin D3 for calcium absorption. So there is no point in drinking milk and expecting calcium in the milk to be absorbed. There is no point in taking calcium supplements and hoping that it's going to be absorbed and give you strong bones. Without vitamin D3, you cannot have strong bones. And more importantly, your health also depends on how your genes express themselves. Now, most times we keep blaming your hereditary or the problems as a genetic problem. Now, I'm not saying there are no genetic problems. You have not inherited anything from your parents, but the real inherited problem is only about 5% or less. Every other problem is dependent on what happens around the genes. So that is called epigenetics, what happens around the gene. So this surrounding the gene, what are the factors? That depends on your diet, your lifestyle, your exercise, your sleep and stress management, sunlight, the water you drink. Everything decides how the genes express themselves. So the bad genes, if they are silenced, and the good genes, if they open up and express themselves, you will have good health. And vitamin D3 is the master, one of the main supplements to control more than 3,000 genes in your body. So when you have enough vitamin D3, more than 3,000 genes will do their work better with less risk of disease. So out of 21,000 genes, about 21,000 genes, one ingredient controls 3,000 plus genes. That is the importance of vitamin D3. So vitamin D3, as I said just now, if you are low, you are more likely to get viral infections. You will also get more bacterial infections. You will get more fungal infections. But you're also more prone for hypertension and heart disease. And definitely there will be muscle wasting and fractures. Yeah. So if you take anything, any drugs that are prescribed to increase the bone density, without vitamin D3, it does not work. So to summarize, there are many, actually this list of benefits can be much, much longer. Okay, so you have a strong immune boosting effect. The most important thing is about energy, because if you optimize your energy, it's just like a battery that is fully charged, gives you brightness. A battery that is weak will give you dimness. The same thing happens inside your body. When your energy optimum, every cell functions better. When energy level starts to drop, your body will stop the repair and regeneration. That means you'll stop repairing the wear and tear, and everything else will not take precedence except what keeps you alive. Your heart will function, your kidney will function, your liver will function, your lungs will function, but your body will not be able to maintain itself in good health because it does not repair and regenerate. Now, human body is very, very important. Please remember, your health depends on your ability to repair yourself, especially during the night, and you must have H plus to have that. And that repair process needs energy. So if your energy level is low, you will just live. You won't live with good health. And of course, it improves vitality and it protects every cell. So every organ is protected. It protects your heart and cardiovascular system. It protects your brain. It improves your digestion. It improves your liver detoxification, joint and bone health. And there are many who, especially women, within a month or two, they'll notice that they have better skin. Why? Because when you have energy and you detoxify better, your skin actually improves because this is inside out, not outside in. Okay. Now, this is a short list, but added to this, I mentioned to you information and intelligence. So it is not only you protect the mitochondria that produces energy for you. This mitochondria, when it is healthy, it is going to send out signals to the rest of the cells in your body, the trillions of cells, how to repair themselves, how to function healthy. So it is not just the chip that you're protecting and that produces energy. You control the entire cells in your body. That those are trillions of cells. And you also make what is called as metabolic water, that is water charged. It's a battery. So one other thing I wanted to mention on H is that you take H to protect your cell, and you want to have enough glutathione that protects the entire cell and every other cell. But please try to reduce or exposure to anything that's going to damage that intelligent chip they call mitochondria. So what are the factors that damage? Sugar is a mitochondrial poison. High carbohydrate diet, especially refined carbs and fast foods, are mitochondrial toxins or poisons. Lack of sunlight, it won't be very healthy. Lack of exercise is not going to be very healthy. But there are also problems not only from chemicals, from pesticides and herbicides, from heavy metals. Unknowingly, a lot of dentists even now use amalgams for dental filling. Please, please, please avoid it. But one of the main factors that goes unnoticed is the fluoride in the toothpaste. Almost all the toothpaste, there is fluoride. So if you look at the EU, European countries, they have banned adding fluoride to drinking water because it's not true that fluoride makes your teeth and bones stronger. If that is the case, and if every other toothpaste has fluoride, then people, and especially children, should have very strong and healthy gums and teeth. But that's not the case. You go to a dentist clinic and you see the queue, children having dental caries and infected gums and so on. So fluoride does not improve dental health and bone health. It does not. On the other hand, it causes problems. Number one is it reduces your thyroid hormone. The thyroid gland is here in front of the neck that produces hormone called thyroid hormones, which is very important for energy production and also your immune system, memory and intelligence, and for women, for fertility, and it does a lot of things. And in children, if the thyroid hormones get low, they are frequently sick and they can be obese. They can have kyphosis, which is the spine which is bending forward, so they have a hump, or the scoliosis, which means the spine is curved like a snake. There are many, many other problems. And so fluoride, by suppressing your thyroid hormones, can give you so much of other health problems and nobody talks about it. But fluoride is also a mitochondrial toxin. And this is why QNet has come up with this product called ProSpark. Now, this is the only toothpaste in this world that not only it doesn't have fluoride, it has no chemicals, so it's 100% natural, but the only toothpaste with glutathione. So you may find toothpaste with astaxanthin, but the only toothpaste that with glutathione is ProSpark. So this is, somebody is asking about ProSpark. There's a kid who wants to use ProSpark.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Selvam. For our participants, please, can you please mute yourself? We don't want your sound to come into the call. Please mute yourself. Thank you. We can still hear you. We can still hear you. Can you please mute yourself? Thank you.
Carry on. So ProSpark is the only toothpaste that is fluoride-free, all chemicals-free, with glutathione, that's the H formula inside, and astaxanthin. Very nice to taste. And even if you apply it on infected gums, it heals very fast. So please stay away from fluoridated toothpaste for you, for your family, and for your friends and anybody, because you have to read about fluoride toxicity in the body. So fluoridated toothpaste is not good for your health, not good for your children's health. And ProSpark, even if it is swallowed, it is still safe. So don't worry about your children swallowing. You should be very worried about children swallowing all other types of toothpaste that is not natural and that is not fluoride. Okay? So if you want to protect mitochondria, take care of your diet, exercise, get sunlight, and also protect it from fluoride toxicity. Now, there is another one that I just wanted to mention because we are talking about energy. Now, you must understand that the human body, like animals and plants, is nothing but light and energy. So as long as there is energy in the body, inside the cell will be healthy. When the cell is healthy, the organ is healthy, and the whole system will be healthy. So you are just energy dependent in every aspect.
Dr. Selvam, just a minute. Anula, can you please mute yourself? Anula, please mute yourself. Hello, Anula, please mute yourself. Yes. You are still not muted. Please mute yourself. Yes, thank you. Dr. Selvam, please go ahead.
No problem. Children are children, Jerry.
Yeah.
They want attention. Okay. So now this is something that you all should consider, not only for dental hygiene, but for energy producing chip. You protect your mitochondria by avoiding fluoride. Okay. Just in passing, I thought I'll also mention, because some of you might have come across Q Alive. Now, this is a men's formula. What it does is it's a plant-based formula that increases the male hormone called testosterone. So this is actually a men's formula. But this is also an energy formula. The testosterone is the king of all hormones, because the moment it increases energy, you'll feel it. And this is for men. but it works by increasing your energy production. And it's very, very beneficial for men to enjoy enough energy and early recovery from exercise, mental strength, strong muscles and strong bones, and also better sexual health. So this is energy related, so I thought I'll mention this. And also the prospark because it is related to your mitochondrial health. Okay, so
Thank you,
we'll take
Doctor.
questions, Charian.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. The participants have many questions. I would like to share with you some of those questions. But before we start with the questions, can you please tell us what is the impact of the formula which we have, the the patent we have? How did we get this patent? And could you please explain a little bit about the background of the product?
The patent is from US. The founder is a retired professor, biochemist called Albert Crum. There is a difference. Actually, the amino acids, cysteine, glycine, and glutamine. The main thing that makes this H formulation stand out is because of the cysteine. Now, the cysteine here has got a bond that combines two cysteine molecules so that it becomes one, and inside the cell, it gets released into two. Why is this important? Now, this is the patent. Now, why is this important? When you combine the two molecules with a bond, it gets absorbed much better because the absorption of cysteine is usually a problem. So the master formulation or the patent right is based on this discovery. So this is why H, when it is used, the absorption is complete and quick, and you see the results, especially an improvement in energy within the first week or two of when people start to take. Okay. And the other one
Thank
is,
you.
of course, we have special flavoring agents to make it tasty without adding any artificial sugar or any other chemicals. So it's all natural. And it is suitable for all ages, including pregnancy, pregnant women, and breastfeeding mothers.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. We have a question from Pechin Kamara. Pechin Kamara says, can Edg3 Plus be taken by anybody regardless of his health condition? Is it true that a higher level of glutathione in the body can be bad for the patient?
Absolutely not. Glutathione cannot be bad for you in any sense. Because the benefit of H is, I think, Ali need to also mute. Ali,
1 minute, Doctor.
maybe you have not muted.
Just a minute, Doctor. I will mute him. Okay. I have muted him. Now, Dr. Selvam, I need you to unmute yourself, since I use the option of
Okay.
yeah.
Can you hear me?
So can you please talk? Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, there are no side effects or toxicity with glutathione. Okay.
Yeah.
So the question does not arise too much glutathione is bad for you. The intelligence in the formulation of H plus is that when these raw materials or amino acids are transported inside the cell, the glutathione will be made as and when needed basis, on a as and when need. That means when the demand is more, the cell will make more glutathione. So there is no toxicity, but even otherwise, you don't get toxicity from glutathione.
Thank you. Aki Tunde Olowo is asking, can we use warm hot water to mix H3 plus before drinking?
Yes, actually, H plus can go into hot drinks as well. Nothing will get damaged. So you can drink it in cold water, room temperature, warm water, hot water. It doesn't matter. You can add it to other beverages or soups. You can.
Okay. Fatima Mustafa is asking H3 plus, is it curing permanently? Only H3 plus can work for all sickness. What minimum months treatment with H3 plus? What is the exact dosage some can take daily? Multiple questions from one person.
Okay. The standard dosing is 1 sachet per day. That is sufficient because they stay in your body and continue to give you benefits. In some situations, we will advise to increase to twice a day. In some situations, like if you have serious infections or some cancer patients. Now, how long do you have to take before you see any improvement? It depends on actually how deficient you are. The more deficient you are, the sicker you are, the faster you'll feel the impact. So if you give it to someone who is in very good health, they may not see much of a difference other than increase in energy, maybe better skin. So why should anybody take this if you are not, if you don't think you are not sick, you are not a sick person? Is because the most important aspect of healthcare is in the preventive healthcare. Because age or glutathione levels is going to decrease as you age. It is going to decrease when the demand from stress or environmental pollutions or heavy metals or from your diet is going to increase. When all these increase, the glutathione levels will decrease. So it's more of a prevention, especially because we are living in a very toxic world.
Yeah, Fatima is also asking how many months should one take H3 plus?
Or how long you should take, my answer is always the same sarcastic answer. It depends on how long you want to live and how long you want to be healthy. So the benefit is there as long as you take.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Timson Oyinda is asking, can H3 plus help with mild to severe ulcer pain?
Ulcer pain, I believe it's in the gastric. We have many testimonies where patients' gastritis has improved. But you can always combine it with some probiotics and try to stop taking sugar.
Thank you, Dr. Richard is asking, please, can H3 plus help with kidney stones and kidney disease?
Kidney disease, yes, because, okay, now let me tell you. When I say that you are just energy being, nothing but light and energy being, if you remove the light and remove the energy, there's no life. So, and in your body, when you become energy deficient, the more intense the organ is using energy, because certain cells and certain organs use much more energy than your other organs. For example, your muscles will use energy only when you use it. Otherwise, they don't use much. Whereas your brain, your immune cells, your kidneys, all these, including your liver and your nerves, they use tremendous amount of energy, which means when you become energy deficient, these are the organs will suffer first. So the more energy intense the organ is, the earlier it will suffer from energy deficiency. So kidney is an energy intense organ. So will age help in the prevention or treatment of kidney patients? Certainly, yes. But the kidney
Thank you.
stone is a different problem. That one could be very acidic. You need to find out.
Thank you, Dr. Timson Oyinda is asking, since it helps with improved energy levels, can it be said that H3 Plus is a natural energy drink?
A very good point that I need to add on in future. It is the natural energy drink. It is not your 100 plus or any other drink that you see. It is not, because it has no such chemicals or additives inside. And this works at the source of energy production. It is not like boosting your energy with caffeine. Then you will slump. And that is not good for health. This is treating the root at the source of energy production.
Thank you, Doctor. Swarna is asking, for someone who has suffered stroke few years ago and are now paralyzed or partly paralyzed. At this stage, if they take Edg3 plus, can it help?
There are no contraindications, okay? And it will improve in the energy level. So it might help the patients to move around. But if you ask me how much of that damage that has been there already sitting for all these years, how much of that will be improved, I can't say. But the energy that helps the patients to move around will help in reducing muscle loss, because the more sedentary you are, the more muscle you lose.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Winfred Kanja is asking, how can Edg3 dry abscess in the head after an injury?
An abscess means it's infection. Infection means it's weakened immune system. So in that sense, H will help.
Doctor, that is a testimonial I wanted to talk about, the one that from Miss Kanja.
Okay.
She's asking these questions because she has experienced two brain surgeries of family members. And one was where the family member had an abscess due to TB in the brain. And what happened is when the doctor went in, he found a gathered dry pus, and they took it to the lab and it had no living organisms. And together with that, there was a shield around that pus so that he did not have to go to any other side of the brain. He just extracted it as it was, and he found that very phenomenal, and he was very surprised. And that resulted in them giving the doctor saying that they should return all the medicine. That is a strange testimony I was going to give, so I didn't realize Winifred is in this meeting. But she was giving that story, and I wondered how we can use that to further explain the need for Edge, and because she has two brain surgery testimonials. That's the one for her cousin who had TB in the brain and had the abscess become dry. The pus became dry after taking Edge consistently. After taking Edge consistently before the surgery. It was before the surgery, and she literally forced Edge down their throats. She had two cat patients. Literally, she forced down the throats before the surgery, a month before. And so when they came to the surgery, this is what the doctor found. So she's not explaining it. She's just asking it as a question. But actually, this is something that happened. And so they found the abscess had gathered itself in one corner of the brain, and the doctor did not have to do any suction. He just had to pull out what was there. And the pus was dry, and it had no living organisms in it.
Okay.
And that the doctor found very strange. And the thing that happened with them is that they were told to return back the medicine. He did not need to give any more antibiotic injections to this TB patient. And so they got back their money. And that was amazing. And then the second one was her son, who had been attacked by thugs, and below his skull had been broken below the behind the ear. And again, he also had an abscess there. And the doctor was also coming in to do two surgeries, one to correct the bone and two to suck out the abscess. But found the abscess gathered again, all together with no living organisms in it. And he did not have to go far. He just extracted it. It was very easy for the doctor. So those are two amazing. So Winifred is not explaining it. She told it to me, and I thought I should share it here so that you can explain to us exactly what it is that happened, because the doctors don't explain. They just say, oh, we found this, and then we removed it, and then you don't have to take any more medicine. Please take back the medicine to the pharmacy. I'm not going to. So they've got money back because they've returned the money to the pharmacy. And for her son, he did not need a second surgery. So it has saved them more than $10,000. So I just wanted to share that so that Dr. you can tell us a little more. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
There can't be a stronger testimony than this. So what would have happened is this. Number one, when you say an abscess that's actually has got either is fungus or bacteria in it, When it has become sterile, that means the fungus or the bacteria has been already killed. So that's what has happened, and the fluid has become sterile. You can't culture anything. And the other one that they say is walled off. That means it is contained
Yes.
within a shield.
Yes.
Now remember, human body is very intelligent. So it knows how to protect itself, provided it has all the ingredients to protect itself. So whenever there is an infection, the human body will try to contain it within that area. When your immune system is weak, it spreads. So in this case, because the immune system is stronger, and glutathione actually can also improve in your collagen, and so it walls off. Because I told you just now, it helps you to make water, and the water will increase your collagen health. So the walling off or compartmentalizing this abscess happens when your body's ability to heal is better, so that it prevents just spreading. So again, that explains the power of HMS.
And the third testimony
you.
was my uncle. My uncle had pulmonary embolism. So we've had two cases of a man over 70 getting pulmonary embolism. One has died. The other one, we forced Edge down his throat. Again, we are forcing this down their throats. But the way we did it with him is we told him, and he got convinced thanks to VP Cherian. VP Cherian told me to tell him that this is a food supplement. It's food. It is not medicine, because they were worried about contraindication. And so when I said it is food, he said, if it's food, then let's eat it. Okay. So my uncle agreed to eat two sachets of Edge. Even VP Asha knows my uncle. My uncle, he got pulmonary embolism. And so he was dying. He was literally dying. And he was in hospital, and we literally forced this down his throat. And he was out of hospital. Unfortunately, they took that Edge for 1 week. They took it for 1 week. Like, they did not take it for a month. They took 3 a day and finished it in a week. And he was out of hospital, and he's back now to his animals, to his workers, and the other one has died. The one that did not take the Edge, who had also pulmonary embolism, is not with us anymore. So it's amazing, because my uncle is a very big guy. And so we were like, this thing needs to go into your body all through, because you're very heavy. And he agreed, because he accepted that all the people asking about contraindications. VP Cherian had an amazing answer that we should say it is food, it is not medicine. And so once you separate that thinking, then they accept it even when they're in hospital. And that way they are able to recover faster. So my uncle has recovered. And so we are having very amazing testimonies coming out of Edge right now. Thank you so much. In Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doctor, you want to say something about it?
No. Anyway, I mean, I have seen, I've been hearing, I've been seeing a lot of positive healing. So the one point that she made and you made is that, as I've mentioned, is just putting it another way, that it is not a drug. It is just a food. It's what the body needs. But the reason why I approached today's session from the mitochondrial point of view is just to emphasize that everything that happens in your body and happens in each and every one of your trillions of cells depends on how much energy you produce and how you protect that energy producing chip called mitochondria. Now, that's exactly what H does, but H does much more, as I explained, about water, intelligence, information. Now, if I were to go back to the information and intelligence, when you take H, it's in your system, but it goes to the brain and heals that area which needs healing. That is intelligence and information. So that can only happen if you have healthy mitochondria, because the mitochondria is the motherboard. It receives, analyzes, integrates, and sends out. So nothing in the body can do what mitochondria can do. So H by protecting the mitochondria. It protects life itself.
Thank you, Dr. Shinwe Mabato is asking, is it right to say the products are anti-aging?
Yes, I have three lectures coming up for doctors. One is this Saturday, and we have one in Indonesia on the 28th. And then I also have in KL on the 4th and 5th. Now, what I'm going to lecture in all these three sessions is energy medicine. So energy is related to aging. So the more energy deficient you are, the faster you age. So energy controls aging itself. So can H be considered as an anti-aging supplement? You want to work around aging, you have to increase energy. While everything else people do, like for example, people take stem cells as an anti-aging treatment. So people take stem cells as an anti-aging treatment. But what the stem cells need to do their work is energy. So you give stem cells into an energy deficient patient, you won't get all the desired results.
Winifred, can you please mute yourself? Winifred, please mute yourself.
Family member.
Sorry, I had to mute everybody. Dr. Selvam, please unmute yourself.
I have unmuted myself. Okay, Sharif, go.
Yeah, please go. The next question comes from. Just a minute, doctor. I have to pull it. Yeah. This is a question from Ajeko Ajibade. Thank you very much for this session, doctor. If a person has been experiencing severe cold for about 9 years, especially in the arms and legs, and was told by several doctors that it is due to the amenorrhea the patient has been experiencing for 9 years. Thyroid tests are normal and the patient is not anemic. Can Edg3 Plus help? Thank you very much.
Okay, so although the doctors are saying that your thyroid tests are normal, but I don't think so. They will be normal if you have cold hands and cold feet, because it's the typical sign of hypothyroidism, low thyroid hormone. So it depends on how you interpret the results. Look at the results of free T3 and T4. See whether both are at the close to the upper limit, not the range. Close to the upper limit, you are okay. If you are halfway through or below 50%, even though you are in the range, you are low. So that is thyroid hormone, and you'll feel tired. It is easy to gain weight, difficult to lose weight. You won't sweat much. All these are signs of hypothyroidism. And thyroid hormones actually increase the energy by working on the mitochondria. So it's definitely worth taking H plus and see whether you feel warmer and more energetic. Now, Africans generally
Yeah, I have muted her. I can't mute her.
You mute everybody, then I'll unmute myself.
Yeah, go ahead, doctor.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now, I told you something about mitochondria being very intelligent. Now, this is how it works. In Africa, you need energy more than heat. So, in African population, or the population who has colored skin and living in tropical countries especially, your life usually depended on chasing an animal for food or running away from predators. So you need energy. So you have more energy production than heat production. Whereas if you go to cooler countries, the same mitochondria will produce more heat than energy. So this is the intelligence. So when you need energy or heat, it will produce heat. Well, definitely worth taking. And if you still can't tolerate the cold, then go back and look at your thyroid hormones again.
Okay, doctor, can Edg3 Plus help pre-diabetic patients? This is from Madinat A15.
Yes. One is because when you increase energy, your glucose utilization becomes better. But the better thing of H plus in diabetic patients is it reduces the complications of diabetes. And of course, if you have diabetes, then you should stop eating sugar and cut down your carbohydrate intake and exercise.
Thank you. Dr. Ilu, Dr. Ifu is asking, can Edge3 Plus be mixed with alcoholic wine before drinking? Does alcohol has any effect on Edge3 Plus?
Alcohol doesn't have H plus or effect on H. No, nobody will advise you to take it together with an alcohol. But H has an effect on alcohol because it helps your liver to detox the alcohol and thereby reduce the risk of liver damage. But that is not to say we encourage you to go and drink a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Aliyu Sakari Jia is asking, what is the effect of turmeric, the active ingredient in your formulation, on microbial infection, especially viral infection?
Because it improves your immune health and it is also an anti-inflammatory. So turmeric has been used for centuries for good health.
Thank you. Saleh Kirki is asking, good morning, doctor. How can Edge3 Plus help in eye problem, especially glaucoma?
Glaucoma is because usually you are magnesium deficient. So it's definitely worth taking some magnesium. But it is also involved, there is also inflammation in glaucoma. So it's magnesium deficiency and inflammation. And you have higher blood pressure in the blood vessels of the eye. That is glaucoma. So I mentioned to you just now that H, because of the turmeric extract, it reduces the risk of high blood pressure. So it could help, but take it with magnesium.
Meeting with him
Yeah.
in person, discontinue.
Excuse me, Mr. Samson, can you please mute yourself? When you are speaking, it is disturbing all of us in the call. Can you please mute yourself?
Yeah, he is muted.
Yeah, okay. There is a question from just a minute, doctor. I have to go back to the chat and pull the questions. Okay, the next question is from Aisha Maji. She asks, can Edge3 Plus help with a 70-year-old woman who is having frequency in urination? She can no longer control her pee.
Not directly, but as a general supplement, certainly yes. But if I may add, this cannot control the urination, and frequency can be because she has lost her hormones, especially the male hormone called testosterone. So definitely worth testing for it. But as a general supplement, a 73-year-old will see a lot of benefit.
Thank you, doctor. Another question comes from Samsung. He says, can Edge3 regenerate cartilage degeneration in the spinal bone?
Glutathione it's a useful tool to regenerate damaged cartilage. Okay, but it has combined. You have to combine it with other diet and lifestyle changes that I mentioned, and you must take it with vitamin C.
Okay. Question from David Komi. How can a hypertensive benefit from Edge3 Plus?
Hypertension, one of the main underlying cause is inflammation. And H plus, by reducing the inflammation, it helps in your hypertension. And vitamin D3 is an anti-hypertensive supplement.
Thank you, Dr. Martin Adibote is asking, do we have a published and verified account of how Edg3 will help of its ingredients has contributed to sperm motility, viability, and penetration of female gametocyte by aiding fertilization leading to pregnancy?
Okay, it must be probably from a doctor. Okay, now I mentioned to you that we are nothing but energy being. Okay, so if
Yes.
you take the number of mitochondria in a muscle cell, you have about 500. Your heart cells is about 10,000. And you know how many mitochondria are in the ovum, the egg? About 600,000. And the sperm, the tail of the spermatozoa, could have up to even 100,000. So why so much of mitochondria is in the tail of the sperm is because it needs the energy to swim towards the egg. Now the question is, because of the combination of turmeric extract and D3 and the glutathione itself, can H plus improve fertility? Yes, it can. It can certainly improve fertility, but you look at the diet and the lifestyle as well.
Thank you. Clemencia is asking, can H3 plus help with myoma and irregular menstrual flow?
Not directly. I've mentioned this before. Myoma is fibroid. Fibroid is caused by excess of female hormone called estrogen. That comes from dairy products, chicken and meat, deep fried foods and plastics and pesticides and chemicals. But it will help indirectly by detoxifying the estrogen.
Thank you, Dr. Aliyu M. Jamiyu is asking, please, can Edg3 plus solve the problem of low sperm count, azoospermia level?
Low sperm count, you have to see what are the causes. It can be low testosterone male hormone, too much of female hormone called estrogen, wearing tight underwears, but damaged cells. And that's where H can help in healing. And we have seen improvement in the sperm count with H plus.
Thank you. Dr. Tandy Gannett is asking, can Edg3 plus be used on children below 5 years struggling with weight gain?
Not just for weight gain, for general health. At the age of 5, you can probably use 1/4 of the session.
Thank you. Gladys Mawangi is asking, after how long can someone with breast cancer and undergoing radiotherapy see results after taking Edg3 plus?
If you have taken chemotherapy or radiotherapy, if you are feeling sick, that's because that would have already killed all your immune cells. It's quite early that cancer patients notice an improvement in energy, and they'll also notice early enough the improvement in the skin. So when the skin is better, energy is better, the body will already start healing. It's already in the healing.
Yeah, we have another question, doctor, from Lucas. Can Edg3 plus cure anal fistula?
Anal fistula is a fungal infection. Please go and read about Candida, Candida. That is the fungus. What happens is when doctors give you antibiotics for anal fistula, it improves first and then it comes back with a vengeance, because antibiotics will increase the fungus while it kills the bacteria. So this is a fungus problem. You will have to get a doctor to prescribe you antifungal treatment, but it is still immune system weakness. So H plus will help.
Okay, doctor, this is I'm just scrolling through the questions. I just lost the flow when I went to mute somebody. Yeah, there are many questions, many more questions. Yeah. This question comes from Franca. Franca is saying, how beneficial is Edg3 to someone who has breast cancer and had surgery, gone through chemotherapy and radiotherapy?
Number one, because it is an immune booster and cancer is associated with inflammation. So the glutathione plus the turmeric extract plus the vitamin D3 will help. And it also will help in improving the detoxification of the drugs that she has taken.
Thank you. Saud Mohammed is asking, a patient that has glaucoma and experience constant headaches and nerve pain after a lower spinal cord operation. Can she take H3 plus? If yes, for how long is it recommended to use?
I can't tell you how long before it will improve, but as a general supplement, it's good to reduce inflammation and to reduce the risk of hypertension, which I just mentioned in the previous question. It is good, but combine it with magnesium.
Okay. Dr. Terfa Kene, can we get the recording and slides today? Yeah, definitely. Doctor, you will get it. Talk to your senior partners who invited you here and we will provide it through them. Fatima Mustafa is asking, can H3 plus work? Eyesight problem and glaucoma. And the patient has already gone for surgery. Spinal cord problem. After taking H3 plus, she didn't see her menstruation today over 12 days. If someone is taking hospital routine drugs, are they going stop taking it before taking H3 plus? These are all questions from Fatima Mustafa.
I've already mentioned at the very beginning that you do not have to stop your medication, but when your health improves, you may be able to reduce the medication, but you need to keep checking yourself and monitor. How long you need to take before you see improvement, it depends on how severe the condition is.
Yeah. Doctor, on spinal cord, on spinal cord problem, does H3 plus help? And also on after taking H3 plus, somebody stopped having menstruation for 12 days due to H3 plus.
No, H doesn't do that. It could be just the body is trying to heal itself. So it may have this kind of minor issues before it gets better. Spinal cord depends on what is the problem. Most of the time when people say spinal cord problem is the disc prolapse that is pressing onto the nerves. So the reason for disc prolapse is the male hormone called testosterone deficiency. If it is a male, I mentioned to you that the Q Alive is a testosterone booster. That will help. Number two, this can be also because of inflammation where age will help.
Okay. Doctor, is it possible to take Edg 2 or 3 times daily? This is given the advice that it is advised to be taken on empty stomach.
Generally, we say empty stomach, but it is okay to be taken with food. If you want to take twice a day, please go ahead and take. We had a testimony of somebody with pulmonary embolism taking 3 times a day for a week has seen such an improvement, especially if you're on the bigger side and you have an acute problem that you're trying to deal with, you can increase to 2 to 3 times for the period until you get better, then you reduce.
Okay, question from Timson Oyinda. How can sportsmen and women benefit from H3 plus?
Yeah, you want to run, you need energy.
Yeah.
You want to recover from exercise, you also need energy. So one increase in energy is going to increase your performance and your recovery.
Doctor, this is from Amina Kavure. Can H3 correct liquid retention in the lungs? I have a brother who was once smoking and stopped but encountered difficulty breathing and getting tired easily. After investigations, it was found out that there's liquid retention in a sac-like form on his lungs. The liquid was drained and some tests were carried out without indicating the exact cause of it. and the liquid has continued to accumulate. As I speak, he is referred to hospital from Nigeria to Egypt for further investigation and procedure. Can Edg3 assist in any way?
I strongly believe it will help, because when the heart doesn't pump strongly, there is a back or stasis of fluid in the lungs. The commonest reason for fluid in the lung is heart failure. That's the commonest reason, unless the lung tissue itself has problems. Either way, in order for the heart to pump, I told you it has got 10,000, the chip mitochondria in each cell. Muscle only has 500. That is energy intense. So when you give H, the heart will definitely see improvement. So you can take 2 or 3 times a day until the improvement is seen. Then you can take twice a day. Then you taper it down to once a day. So the same thing I quoted just now about energy for infertility and the spermatozoa. The sperm is another energy intense organ. So the sperm and infertility and the egg health, this is the part for the men. If you want to have stronger sperm, better sperm quality, and you want better sperm mobility, and that depends on energy. So 2 things will make difference. One is you increase your testosterone with QLife. The other is you take energy to produce enough energy in your sperm and overall in your body.
Doctor, we have a testimony here from a lady called Murjanatu. She's saying, I'm a public health professional. I'm diabetic and hypertensive. My numbers were always up and down. I was having arthritis, always in pain. I'm not able to work well, use the stairs or pray properly as Muslims used to pray. I was on medications and physiotherapy for 4 months, but was still in pain. I am so lucky to come across Edg3 Plus. I bought it immediately and started taking one daily. After 2 weeks, I noticed great changes, such as having sound sleep, swelling on my knee subside, and I could work without much effort due to the increase in physical energy. I perform my daily prayers without physical challenges. My sugar level and blood pressure reading is now normal. My skin is smooth and looking younger than my age. I am still taking Edg3 Plus. This is my 7th month.
Okay, so it addresses the inflammation in your joints. It addresses diabetes. It addresses skin health. It addresses energy. So it addresses overall health.
Yes. Amina Kavure is asking, can Edg3 correct liquid retention in the lungs? This is what we discussed already. Okay. We have from Timson Oyinda, for someone who says whenever he eats, his stomach gets disturbed and he goes to toilet. It's discomforting. He's also an ulcer patient. Can Edg3 Plus help to normalize it? There is also an elderly person who says when she is not sleeping, most times she feels a peppery feeling all over from the inside. Can Edg3 Plus help?
First, the gut. If you have to rush to the toilet after eating, it is called irritable bowel syndrome or IBS. And the common reasons are you are gluten sensitive. So you are gluten and dairy sensitive. Stop the gluten. Stop the sugar and dairy. This is the first thing you should do. And the second reason is your gut could be full of fungus. Please see a doctor who can give you fungus treatment. It is safe and it can solve a lot of your problems. And H, by improving the gut health and the immune system, and it can certainly help. That is why many patients with gastritis, they feel better.
Abbas is asking from Nigeria, which of all these products is best for a post-transplant patient?
Whether Edg is suitable, is it?
Edge or Q Alive?
If it is a male with sexual health is not very good, and other things like erection is not so good, then Q Alive is the master because it increases testosterone. Now, can it be used in patients who had undergone transplant? Yes. Will H help? Yes, in a very big way, because H does not overboost your immune system, so people are afraid that it will reject the transplanted organ. It does not happen. H is a modulatory agent. So that means when it is too much, it will dampen it down. When it is too low, it will increase the strength. So both these can be taken.
Dr. Timson is asking, for someone with swollen ankle after an accident who has had up to 4 surgeries previously, but still swollen, can Edg3 Plus help?
I'm not sure what is the reason for swelling. Most of the time, the swelling is poor healing and inflammation. Now, if you take H, one thing you'll notice is if you get cuts and wounds, it heals faster because it's a great agent for wound healing, especially if you combine it with vitamin C. But because there is also turmeric extract that will address the inflammatory part of it, it is definitely worth giving it a try. But then, as I said, in serious conditions like this, or at least for the short term, you can take at least twice a day.
Okay, Joe Mai is asking, can Edg3 help improve sight vision for someone who has been diagnosed with possible glaucoma and have short-sightedness? Number one. Number two, what effect does Edg3 have on someone who has constant dry cough and feels something in the throat, which triggers the coughing? And mind you, the person is pre-diabetic. Number three, finally, does Edg3 have solutions for older persons with knee and back pains? Three questions from one person.
Glaucoma, I've already mentioned that it helps,
Yeah.
but you have to combine it with the magnesium. Being a pre-diabetic, it will help because when you increase the energy, then it reduces your blood sugar and it also controls the inflammation, but you must use the increased energy by exercising. And what is the third question, Cherry?
Third question is, does it help people with knee and back pain?
Okay. It depends on what is the reason. If it is because of inflammation, like the testimonies you have received, certainly is going to help. Back pain, it depends on whether there is any problems with your disc. It's worth ruling it out.
Okay. Fatima Mustafa is asking, can Edg3 Plus work? Spinal cord problem. After taking Edg3 Plus, she didn't see her menstruation today over 12 days. If someone is taking hospital routing drugs, are they going to stop them before taking Edg3 Plus?
Ethan, we have already answered the Cherry.
Yeah, I think all the questions were answered. What medication should you give to someone with baldness?
Oh, that's a very difficult thing to reverse. And there are many reasons, many reasons. It can be stress,
Yeah.
it can be low thyroid, it can be disturbed your male hormone metabolism, it can be zinc deficiency. But as far as the body's health is concerned, I can tell you H is a master supplement. But whether it's going to increase hair growth, you will have to wait and see.
Okay, can Edg3 Plus help a cancer patient and at any stage, and what dose should that person take?
Now, it's a failure of immune system. So H is a master immune booster, master detoxifier. Cancer is associated with inflammation, so the turmeric extract will address that. And vitamin D3 is very, very important as a cancer-fighting supplement. So you have a full complement of all this. But you must remember that cancer eats only glucose. So you want to stop eating sugar. And there is a diet called keto diet, which you may want to try for 2 to 3 hours. Please Google keto diet and read and get all the recipes. And you go on the keto diet, get a lot of morning sun, and you can start taking H at least twice a day.
Okay, can Edg3 Plus help a woman with hormonal imbalance and endometriosis?
The same as myoma, Cherian. This is because of excess estrogen in the body, the female hormone. It does not help directly, but indirectly by helping to detoxify and remove the excess estrogen in the body.
Okay. Femi says, how can Edg3 Plus help in sickle cell disease?
It doesn't help directly, but it will help in the oxygen carrying capacity of your red blood cells.
Eloho Oji is asking, can Edge be used in stroke patients and how does it work?
We answered this question. Stroke, actually, there are many reasons. The main reason is either because there is blood clot or because there is bleeding inside the brain. But either one, if you increase the energy, your brain cells are able to repair itself.
Can a pregnant woman take Edge3 Plus?
It is very beneficial, not only for her, also for the baby, because you improve your systemic health and you improve the energy production.
When somebody takes Edge3 Plus, what are the healing challenges one experiences? I heard that 1 out of 2 or 3 out of every 100 patients using Edge3 Plus will experience healing challenges. What are they?
The more trouble you have in the body, the chances of you experiencing this healing is there, because it's like you kill a lot of viruses and your body is struggling to get rid of them, and you detoxify a liver that has been very toxic. You have a burden on the body. So what will happen is it will get better over time. What can you do in the meantime? If it is a mild reaction, just carry on. If you are troubled, then you start taking only half sachet until you feel better, then increase to full sachet. So your detox is milder. But drink a lot of water, eat a lot of vegetables, and you can drink some vegetable juice.
Last question, doctor. This is from Joy May. She says, can Edge3 help for someone with constant dry cough and someone with irritations from perfumes, dust, and very high sensitivity?
If it is you are sensitive to dust and perfume, that is something that you need to address. The dry cough, there are other reasons. If you are low in thyroid hormones, you can have dry cough. And generally, if you are dehydrated, you can have dry cough. And if you get chronic mild infections in your throat and in your lungs, in that aspect, improving your immune system and increasing the water that you make in your body, you can certainly give it a try.
Thank you, doctor. We have finished with all the questions. I think it is already 1.5 hours into the call. I want to thank you for all your patience and support in helping educating us and the benefits of Edge3 Plus. Please forgive us for asking the same questions multiple times.
No problem.
Yeah, and we are so proud of having you with us. We wish you the very best, and we are very sure that Africa is embracing Edge3 Plus, and very soon you will hear good news from all our markets. Thank you so much for being with us, and we are grateful for your time.
Yes. So
Thank
see
you
you
very
on
much.
December week on.
See you in week on. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Selvam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We are grateful.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Hope to
you
see you
from
in Nigeria.
Have a blessed day.
My
Thank you very much.
my doctor,
Thank
my
you.
testimony from
Doctor.
Ghana didn't
You
come.
are VP. Thank you. Thank you.
Doctor, my testimony from Ghana didn't come.
Yeah, thank you, Simpson. I'm sorry, due to time limitations, we couldn't do it. Next
Okay.
time, please. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We will share with all of you. We will share the recordings with all of you. Thank you.
Ejima pipe na no.
Carry on.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Wish you all the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.